final and 2 men. But now it's hockey time. It's the men's semi-final between Australia and England. It got underway about 10 minutes ago. The score is 0-0. Let's get out there right away. Michael Thompson and Richard Agus.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Yes, Michael Brennan will bring this ball in. Australia has a penalty corner. Jay Stacey and Paul Godoy are there. Here's the shot from Stacey, and well saved by Lucas, the English keeper. And England clear. It has been an all-out assault from Australia in these first 10 minutes, but they've been unable to score.
They certainly have. They've had the ball inside the circle on 7 occasions, according to my statistics, and that was a penalty corner. Stacey hit it very hard, as we see here on the replay, but the ball goes to the top of the circle, stopped outside, hammered by Hasey, but a good save by Lucas. Elmer, coming in, just didn't fall for him on the rebound.
So Australia, so much attacking, but still no score. This is Pidcock. He's come off the bench for England. Back to Wyatt, who'll come across to Gerard. One of the few times we've seen England go into attack. Pidcock gets a deflection. York, the skipper does well. Cooley. And Michael York, he kept his head there because really that could have been very dangerous inside the circle. It's quickly taken Gerard and Sharp. Sharp scored a hat-trick in his last game, and again he was looking for a deflection, but Duff is there.
Yeah, good trap by Duff. That's the second time. It's the only second time England have been in attack. So some danger here for Australia.
And a free hit for England. It's not far outside the circle. Gerard will take it. Sharp is with him. There's the shot inside the circle. It falls nicely. This is a shot for Byrne. Can he get the shot away? Still Byrne. There's the flick. Well done by Deletty. Oh, well done by the Australian keeper. Byrne did well.
Yes, in fact, there's Barry Dancer. People in Australia would know Barry as the former head coach of the Australian Institute of Sport, who's been involved in this England campaign for the last year. He's now the coach of that team. That was a good save by Deletty. It needed to. I actually thought Godoy was obstructed in the circle there, but umpire Putra from Canada called play on. That's umpire Putra you see on your screen. He's umpired very well in this tournament and fully deserves to be umpiring this very important semi-final.
This is Michael York, and you see the replay now. That's the obstruction we
saw there. Now watch now. He actually has more time, and Deletty had to make the save.
So Mark Byrne, the man there for England. A fast break now from Australia. Davies to Commons. Commons back to Davies. There's the shot. Is there a deflection? It goes straight to the keeper, and in the end, Lucas had no problems booting that away. But it'll be Australia with a hit from the side. Davies to take it.
Lucas has played well already, hasn't he? Made 3 or 4 very important saves. There was 2 shots earlier in the game where Hiskins firstly and then Davies have both hit the ball into the side of the net from a difficult angle, and all other shots have been blocked by the goalkeeper.
We've just seen the momentum just stop. Australia dominating early. England just starting to get some flow happening. That unfortunately was lifted from an English point of view. Australia will get the hit. Daniel Sproul. He goes inside to Stacey, who puts Brennan on, the mercurial Michael Brennan. And a misunderstanding
why didn't
there.
Jimmy Elmer go for that? The ball was right there. I don't think Terry Walsh would be too happy with that effort. The ball went right underneath him, and even though it deflected, if he trapped the ball, they were going to be in the circle.
Certainly would have been a dangerous situation. It comes back to Daniel Sproul on the left side. Michael York, the captain, at fullback. Australia favoured to win this match, and England have only ever beaten Australia 4 times. The last time they beat Australia was in 1985, so they're out to break a huge drought. This is Brent Livermore off the bench, doing well over the 25, and earns the free hit.
Yes, that ball will be taken just outside the 25.
This is Stacey. Jay Stacey. Oh, nice ball, but Brendan couldn't get a stick to it. That would have been very handy. He was inside the circle, just needed to trap it.
Lachlan Vivian Taylor for Australia is on.
Well intercepted by Sproul, but the free hit has been given away. Intercepted, though, this time by York, and again, the umpire says, I'm sorry, it's going to be an England free hit.
I think a card's going to be issued to Stephen Davies or Adam Commons for standing too close to the free hit, putting the stick down and interfering with the flow of the game. So that's a warning to Adam Commons. A green card in hockey is a verbal warning. A yellow card is a suspension. 5 minutes or 10, depending on what the breach was. A red card, you just go and have a shower.
Shower time and forget the rest of the match. Wyatt going back to his captain, Billy Waugh. So England have got themselves back into some rhythm. This is Bobby Crutchley, their main striker.
Yeah, Crutchley played for Canberra in the National Hockey League a few years ago, and in fact was the leading goal scorer.
Gerard, that goes into some open space. Well done again by Duff. Livermore, I should say. This puts Vivian Taylor on, the 18-year-old. Still Lachlan Vivian Taylor. And he'll earn the free hit.
You're a little unsure then, Lachlan.
Back to Daniel Sproul, who goes over to the right side. An explosive start by the Australians. A couple of shots on goal. They've had a penalty corner chance.
I certainly would have felt happy if they'd put that ball in the net in one of those opportunities early on, because what it would mean then, and England would have to come out and push forward to try and get that goal back. But the longer it goes at 0-0, the more that England will be happy to control the play and go forward on fast breaks like we're seeing now.
This is Sharp. Sharp puts it on nicely and into position. Crutchley, watch the cross. There's the cross. Sharp's there. Couldn't trap it.
Well, that was their best opportunity to score. Sharp, the leading goal scorer for England in this tournament, with 4 goals.
Well, there's a turnover there from Adam Commons. This is Woods. And it's going to be a free hit to England just outside the circle. Duncan Woods with that run. And that's Daniel Sproul on your screen. The Australians get back in numbers. Gerard. And in the end, a bit of a misunderstanding. Pidcock let it go. Garcia's in there. That's lifted. Dangerous. And Garcia believes that perhaps it was his. In the end, it's Australia's. This is Brennan. Elmer is to his right. Davies is running into space. Still with Brennan. Still Michael Brennan has a shot.
Well, he didn't know whether to run or pass the ball on that occasion. As the gap opened up in front of him, he kept running. The problem with it was the ball was in front of him. You watch here, very hard to hit the ball off the wrong foot when you're at top speed. There was probably better options on that occasion, like Jimmy Elmer on the right wing, for example, was open.
Brennan again. He's had a wonderful tournament. Elmer wants to take it quickly. And it's a penalty corner, Australia. So the second time that Australia has a chance to score from the penalty corner.
Well, good play by Brennan on both occasions. Then ran with the ball and had the goal shot, retrieved the ball after it was passed out by England. Then he got the ball to Elmer, who forced the penalty corner. Penalty corner number 2. Now, in this situation, the ball has got to be pushed out by Michael Brennan, as we see walking towards the spot. The ball will be stopped outside the circle by Stephen Davies. And Jay Stacey, the man at the top, who was the leading goal scorer at the World Cup in Utrecht. Australia would be looking for him to score on this occasion.
So Brennan pushes in. Stacey is there. It's still Stacey. The stop wasn't accurate. Davies gets a shot away, but just wide.
Missing some chances, Australia. That's 9 opportunities I've got.
There's a fast break from England now. It's Garcia. Russell Garcia finding Crutchley. He can't trap it. And York, who's so close to him, has no trouble in just taking it out of the circle. So perhaps an opportunity wasted there from England. So Australia, second time from the penalty spot.
There's a penalty corner. Fumbled by Davies, who's not normally a stick stopper. Now, in this situation, normally you would hammer that under the crossbar, but hit it wide. These are costly misses by the Australian forwards.
England resilient. They've been resistant at the back. This is Gerard. And that'll be a free hit. Wallace is on for England. And Australia get numbers back inside that circle. Frustrating start for them. They've had so much play. Unable to convert. Wyatt with a big hit. He's looking for a deflection. Crutchley's there. Well done by York.
Yeah, good play by Michael York. Under pressure, cleared the ball nicely. And the umpire gave a free hit because Sharp was pushing York in the back.
What a great start to this game Michael York has had.
There's the fumble. Yes, in fact, it was early on than that the free hit was why the free hit was awarded.
We've got 13 minutes left in this first half of the first semi-final. In the other semi-final, Malaysia will play India in this magnificent stadium, best stadium in the world, and filled to capacity. You can guarantee by the time the Malaysian game starts, it's almost full now. This is Sharp. Sproul's with him. Still Sharp. They'll take a free hit, England. Sharp back on it quickly. There's the shot, looking for Crutchley again. He made himself available. Perm was there as well.
Deflected off Stacey, so it'll be a long corner for England. Australia have lost some momentum since Smith and Commons have been replaced. Sproul off the ball is getting a card by umpire Putra. I'm not sure whether he said something, but Daniel Sproul needs to be careful in that situation. The position he plays is right under the umpire's nose.
So a long corner for England. Garcia is there for England. Still Garcia. Garcia in some space now, and Australia will get the free hit lifted, and the pressure is released. As Richard Agus mentioned, just the momentum has been lost somewhat from the Australian movement, and it's been England in the past 5 minutes. Paul Godoyne. In the end, England take a free hit. Garcia just over the 25, and it's still a free hit. It came off the foot of Stacey. Barry Dancer, the coach of England, an Australian, who's had a lot to do with some of the young teams in Australia, now with the English side. This comes across to Johnson, one of the youngsters in the England lineup, back to Wyatt. The game has balanced itself out. Very one-sided early.
Notice how now England are controlling the ball. They're not letting Australia get hold of the ball, making the Australian players run.
This is Johnson. Oh, well done by Brennan. Stops, gives away a professional foul. Quickly taken. Johnson, Wallace, and will be taken by from the side again.
It's off Sproul's foot over the goal line, so a free hit to England.
Johnson again. Off the foot of Daniel Sproul. So a cat and mouse game in the corner. In the end, England decide to go back to their captain, War. Inside the circle, and lifted. Australia gets the free hit. They want to break fast. Brennan into space. Stacey, this is dangerous.
Elmer's on the right. If he stays wide, Elmer's still on.
It goes out to Elmer, and he can't trap it.
Yes. I still believe Jimmy Elmer's getting in the wrong position there. I think he should stay closer to Stacey. They play a 2-on-1 on the fullback. He's trying to get in behind for the easy shot at goal, and they've done that several times, and the ball's been lost over the goal line. Really, in a 3-on-2 situation like we saw then, should have been a goal shot, minimum.
Australia certainly looked dangerous on the fast break. Haven't been able to finish it off as yet. This is Jason Duff getting back for Australia. And the fullback maintains possession.
Stephen Davies goes off, and Jeremy Hiskins on.
Between the two 25s at the moment. And Bobby Crutchley makes a mistake and causes the turnover.
Hold the ball.
Hasn't quite been able to get into the game just yet, Crutchley. This is Michael York, the Australian captain. And nice ball for Brennan. Michael Brennan down the left side. Lachlan Vivian Taylor back to Brennan. Nicely done.
Good save by Lucas again. But once again, Australia going into the circle, scrambling for the ball. They're not going into the circle under control.
So another free hit there. Sproul gets it off a foot.
Watch here, the ball's in the circle, but see, he's having to reach for the ball, which allows the goalkeeper to pick up the crumbs.
Sproul goes out wide this time, takes a deflection, controlled by Livermore. York's going to go midfield to Duff. And again, out wide on the right is Godoyne, who pushes for Stacey. Australia's got numbers up. Into the circle it goes. But it was lifted, so another turnover, and England will clear.
Well, Australia certainly have had their chances. We've created a number of opportunities, a number of penalty corners.
John Wyatt clearing for England. Australia finishing on top of Pool A. They've really been the most impressive side we've seen so far at the tournament. So the scoreline here at Bukit Jalil Stadium with 9 minutes to go in the first half. It's Australia 0, England 0. Eddie, back to you in the studio.
Thanks very much, Michael Thompson and Richard Agus at the men's semi-final. Australia versus England. We'll be going back there a little bit later on. Well, that's it for me on day 9 of the Commonwealth Games. Make sure you join me tomorrow, 8:30 Australian Eastern Time for the marathon. After the break, it's Ray Martin to take you through this evening. Good night.
Last break. A sea of Australians around him. It's still England's ball, though.
What's the penalty corner? There's a save. Oh, it actually hit him on the foot. Should have been a penalty corner. Lachlan Vivian Taylor's got his stick in there, but he just couldn't get the stick on the ball, so that was quite lucky for England.
There's Billy Waugh around the ball, the English captain, and John Wyatt, two of their defenders. Wyatt decides to go over the top. We've seen some encouraging forward attacks from England, a couple of shots on goal, but generally throughout this match, Australia have done most of the attacking. They've had a lot of opportunities.
They certainly have, and at this moment, statistically, they're way in front, but it's still not on the scoreboard. It's still 0-0, and quite lucky to be there, in my opinion. England should have had a penalty stroke after the ball hit the post, and Australia saved it on the line with the body, but inexplicably, the umpire's given a penalty corner. Very lucky for Australia.
Woods to bring it back in. He combines with Wallace. It's in the corner, stolen by Jimmy Elmer. It's in turn stolen by England inside the circle, and the umpire says play on. And someone's been called over to have a chat with the umpire. It's Russell Garcia, the veteran Englishman, and just a firm warning, take it easy.
And he should know with umpire Steve Graham, because he's given a lot of cards in this tournament. Doesn't take any nonsense from the players. Players should be well aware of that. The clock hasn't been switched back on. The umpire hasn't indicated to the timekeeper to get the clock going. There's still 18 minutes of play remaining. It's still 0-0.
And Australia, it's been a frustrating match so far for them. They started this match as favourites. They're favourites to win the gold medal. They must win this if they're to get through to the gold medal final. It's a free hit to England. And so the pressure continues and building. This is Pern. And another free hit just outside the circle to England. Garada's there. There's the shot. Woods is over the top of it. It's a free hit to Australia.
Well, on that free hit outside the circle, all players must be 5 yards from the ball. England took the free hit and got it into the circle, but unfortunately for them, Woods fell over and hit him on the bottom.
Now, if this game ends all tied up at the end of normal time, we'll play 15 minutes each way, but the golden goal rule applies. If someone scores a goal, the match is over. If it's still tied up at the end of extra time, then we shall go to a penalty shootout. So we'll get a decision tonight. One way or the other, we'll find out who's through to the gold medal final. The other semi-final tonight will be between Malaysia and India. Capacity crowd here at this superb stadium, 15,000 people. And the crowds have been magnificent throughout. We've seen some great hockey, some wonderful goals. This is Stephen Holt for Australia. He was looking for Jimmy Elmer. It's still Holt. He does well. And Australia will take another free hit.
They need to get the ball in the circle to put pressure on.
This is trapped by Davies, but it came off his foot. So there's the turnover. And England a chance to clear. They bring a sigh of relief. But it's stolen again by Elmer. Still Elmer. The shot. Is there a deflection? Oh, Lachlan Vivian Taylor was there.
Yeah, he used the wrong technique. He's only a young player and hasn't played a lot of international hockey. He shakes his head in disbelief, but you'll actually see he should use his reverse stick here. The ball goes past him. Just there, you see he's on the wrong technique, but he'll learn that. But this is a very important match for Australia, and they have to take these opportunities.
OK, so we're back with Australia on the attack once again, although York's pass finds Halls. He's looking for options upfield. He finds Woods on the right side. This is still Woods. Still with Woods over the 25. They'll take a free hit. Still Woods. And the run. It's a penalty corner to England.
Well, the crowd goes wild. A penalty corner for England. Their second penalty corner. Their third for the match. The umpire let the advantage played, and the ball was in the circle and went in the air. This is a very dangerous situation for Australia.
So, anxious moments now for Australia. So England now with a chance. John White is there. So is Russell Garcia. It's 0-0. And we're going to see a replay of the penalty corner. There's breaks and all sorts of problems.
For Australia, yes. Australian defenders need to be very alert here. England have got some very good variations on their penalty corners, as we saw on the last occasion.
White and Garcia are there. White with the flick. There's a shot from Crutchley that goes wide. It's another penalty corner, though.
Oh, dangerous time for Australia. Nerve-wracking time for the defenders, the coaching staff and all players. There's a shot there and the ball goes in the air. That's why the umpire blew it.
Australia, who've dominated so much. Now it's England back on the attack and the pressure continues. Another penalty corner chance. Garcia with the flick. It goes wide. There's one towards a goal. England have scored and they've taken the lead 1-0.
It's the same variation they used before that hit the post. They've used it again and White has scored.
Well, that is a huge blow for Australia. England have taken the lead. We've got 14 minutes in this second half. This match will decide who goes into the gold medal final. And John Wyatt has scored a set play from the penalty corner. It's worked superbly for England. And after so many chances for Australia, a major blow.
Garcia drags the ball, turns it left, and once again, same play as before, but this time White puts it in the net behind Deletti. There he is there.
Well, Australia have got to get some men forward now. They have to make the play. Trailing 1-0, there's a mistake. This is Pern. Pern goes out to the right and finds Sharp. And well done by York. He slips over, but it's Australia's ball. Well, the urgency is obvious. Suddenly Australia realise favourites to win the gold medal, favourites in this match. They find themselves trailing 1-0 with 13 and a half minutes remaining.
Come on, Sharpie. Get here.
So tense times ahead. What can Australia do? It's a free hit to England. The Halls takes it quickly. I think the Australians are shocked.
I think they are, and I think that they need to get Commons on the field. He's been a player who's been very good for them, and they need to get Brennan working with the ball like he is now. But they're absolutely surrounded. There's no one running to help them off the ball. There's still plenty of time. There's nearly just under 13 minutes of play remaining, which is a lot of time in a game of hockey, but they really do need to get their best players on the pitch right at this very moment.
It's Brennan to Sproul, inside the circle. Well done, Daniel Sproul. Matthew Smith, can he get the shot? It's there! Oh, what a comeback by Australia! Matthew Smith! And he's absolutely delighted.
You beauty, Matthew Smith, exactly what they wanted. They've been pressing forward, and great run by Sproul. And that Lucas looks on and thought, I can't believe it, I've saved everything else all day. And Matthew Smith just punched one from the top of the circle to make it 1-1 with 12 minutes of play remaining.
Well, Australia, it took them so long to score.
Great play, great little reverse by Sproul. And watch Smith here, punches it. Lucas going the wrong way, a great goal.
So Matthew Smith, the hero for Australia. What a comeback. And Australia have tied it up here. It's 1-1 at Bukit Jalil Stadium. Smith again. Brennan's to the left. This looks dangerous again. Back to Smith. Can he get the shot away? He can't. Another diving effort from Paul Godoyne. The Australians are inspired.
Well done, Matthew Smith. He's really brought this game alive. There's Terry Walsh on your screen there. He'll be a much happier man after that goal by Smith, but also another opportunity created by Smith after a good lead-up play by Jimmy Elmer.
Australia now, again, they're in attack. Davies has got some space. Like an axe, he gets it out and has a huge chop. But it's a free hit to England. The 15,000 strong crowd, they're full of voice. And now we find England, the pressure going back onto them. The goal from White really got things going, the urgency. Australia was in shock, and then a superb reply through Smith.
Yes, you often wonder why players need someone else to score before they get fired into action. Barry Dancer, the coach of England, said in the paper this morning he expected this game to go to extra time, and that could well in fact happen. And if it does, it'll be 15 minutes each way. But the first team to score, that'll be it. It's a golden goal.
Nice stop by Holt. It's over the 25 now. He can't finish it, but it doesn't matter. It's come off an English foot. It's a free hit outside the circle. Stephen Holt. Stacey, he's got some room, can't get the shot away. Heavy traffic in there.
He should have pushed it at the net like we saw earlier.
This time it goes to Davies, who gets the shot away and just over the top. It's a 16-yard hit to England.
That's good play by Australia. They're moving the ball quicker now. They're running at the English defence.
There's some great support here for Australia. They are on the edge of their seats. And why wouldn't they be? Suddenly this game has come alive. There's a turnover. This is Jeremy Hiskins to Michael York. That pass isn't good. Garcia cleans up for England.
Yeah, that error was brought about by Hiskins fumbling the ball initially and still going ahead with the same pass. This is pressure time for the Australian players. They can't afford to turn the ball over in the middle of the pitch.
John Wyatt, the man who scored the goal from the penalty corner for England. It's a good ball, intercepted again by Sproul, who's having a good match. This is Jason Duff.
Oh, they've thrown it away again.
Pass. Wallace to head on the 25. And it'll be a free hit to England. Quickly taken by Johnson. It's out to Garcia on the right. Pern. Sproul is with him. And Australia won't be unhappy. They just want to get some more players back inside that circle. Garrard has the shot.
Oh, careless play by Godoyne. Could have trapped that ball and Australia would have been in attack. It's a free hit outside the circle. England, all players must be 5 yards from the ball. Danger for Australia.
Pressure time here. White with the shot. There's a deflection. It's kicked away by Deletti in the air. It must be a penalty corner.
Well, if you make the errors that they made then, Jason Duff turned the ball over on the sideline, then Godoyne is trapped on the top of the circle. England get the ball, put the ball in the circle, force the error, penalty corner, and as we've seen already, England are very efficient in this area. There's the ball in the air. Deletti had no option but to try and play the ball, kicks the ball in the air. It's a penalty corner number 4 for England.
Well, Wyatt will push it back in. They must be careful and watch him because he sneaks close to the goals to get the diverted pass. Garcia is there. So is Pern. The shot, the flick from Garcia is there. It's a goal to England. It's 2-1. Oh, it's a remarkable game. England have taken the lead again. We've only got 8 minutes remaining in this semi-final.
Well, I'm absolutely speechless with the number of errors that have been made in defence. When Australia got back into the game, they had the ball a number of times and they just keep throwing it away and punishing themselves. And that man on your screen there, Garcia, has scored a number of goals in this tournament. He flicks the ball wide of the goalkeeper. Watch this here, the drag flick goes straight past Duff on the post. And that's a big... Australia now got the job in front of them.
Well, the last time England scored, Australia came straight back and replied. Hiskins, Stacey, into Elmer, nice ball. Who's there to take a shot? They can't get it away. It just goes wide. Michael Brennan diving. Frantic efforts from the Australians.
Oh, they're missed opportunities. They are crucial misses. Watch this here. The ball is knocked in by Stacey, and there goes to Hiskins, and it just wouldn't fall any easier than that. And he mishits it. A frantic dive by Brennan to knock it in the post. It probably would have been sticks anyway. But boy, that's another opportunity they'll pay for probably.
This is Brennan. Godoyne coming up to the 25. He finds Stacey. It was a nice ball. It's still Stacey, but he's robbed. Well done by Wyatt, the goal scorer. In turn, stolen by Stacey. Back to Godoyne, to Duff. And they decide to go back to Michael York and reassess their options here, the Australians. It's on the left side now, Michael Brennan. Nothing on offer on the left. Let's see how the right is going. Duff finds Holt. He's locked close to that corner. Elmer. Still Elmer. He's dispossessed. England will take the free hit.
Commons is on.
So Australia...
Can't believe they haven't got Stephen Davies on the pitch at this stage. They really do need to get him onto the pitch.
With 6 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this semi-final, England lead 2-1. This is Duff. And again, there's a turnover. Australia running out of time here. Golden dreams at the start of the tournament. A lot of expectation on the Australians. And at the moment, they are really facing an enormous struggle. This is Duff. It's Michael York. Brennan. He's got Garcia with him. He loses Garcia. And he loses Pern to set up Duff. It's back to Brennan. Over the 25, still Michael Brennan. It's a nice ball. Elmer couldn't trap it.
Well, the ball was in the air, but the umpire's called play on. It's a free hit to Australia from the sideline. Just over 5 minutes of play remaining.
Well, how much longer have Australia got in this tournament? Unless they score a goal, it could be all over here in 5 minutes. It's a nice ball to put Holt on. Stephen Holt.
Well, it has to be a free hit to Australia just outside the circle. It's a good play by Holt.
Elmer's going to take it. James Elmer, the shot inside, and parades harmlessly through the circle without any attention. England will bring it back from the side. Garcia combining with Gerard. Smith steals it in the end. He goes inside the circle to Elmer. Off the foot, penalty corner to Australia. Well, the tension continues to mount here. Australia with a chance to score and equalise this game.
They'll either have to go to the option with Stacey or Godoyne on the drag flick. But what concerning me is the number one stick stopper in the team is Jeremy Hiskins. He's not on the pitch, so Stephen Davies has to. They've only got 5 people in and around the circle.
So Davies is there. Stacey, the highest scorer at this year's World Cup in Utrecht. He scored 12 goals there, most of them from the penalty corner. He can hit the ball with awesome power. Godoyne is with him. The stop, Stacey with the shot. Saved again by Lucas.
Well, it was straight at the goalkeeper again.
3 minutes remaining in this game, and across the goals. Just reminding you that if it's a draw at the end of regular time, we'll play 15 minutes each direction with the golden goal rule applying. So the first goal in that time will win the match. If it's still tied up at the end of extra time, we'll have a penalty shootout.
Now, if it does go to extra time, and obviously Australia will be hoping, we'll just pause here.
There's a shot at goal, it bounces in! It's been scored by Hiskins! Jeremy Hiskins has done it for Australia. He's come off the bench. He's equalised with just 3 minutes remaining. What a match!
Well, if they go to extra time, it'll probably be about 5 minutes while the players change ends and regroup and so on, but the 15 minutes. But at this stage, Australia absolutely need to concentrate on defence, because this is a moment when they've been vulnerable throughout the game. They need to really get hold of the ball and control it. We watched the ball here for Godoyne, and there's Hiskins, and he hits it on the run into the corner, and the crowd went ballistic.
So Jeremy Hiskins has done it for Australia. It's been an incredible second half. It really has been superb. It's gone from one end to the other. 4 goals scored, and a chance for England now. A free hit. They'll take it quickly. 2.5 minutes remaining before regular time. Sharp has had little influence so far. Sproul's done a great job on him. This is Garcia.
Australian tacklers need to get down low. Garcia's good in this situation.
Gerard, and surrounded. It comes off a foot. England will take the free hit.
England will be looking for a penalty corner.
The shot goes inside.
Ball is lifted, fortunately for Australia, with a free hit to Australia with 2 minutes and 8 seconds of play remaining. It's 2-2 here at the Bukit Jalil Stadium.
Well, it looked like Australia's dreams of gold had been totally shattered, but with 3 minutes remaining, Jeremy Hiskins has scored. It's tied up at 2-2.
Another error coming out of defence. Give me a heart attack, this.
It comes across to Billy Waugh. This is Wyatt. Trapped nicely by Duff. Godoyne. This is Brennan on the run. Hiskins is with him to his left. Still Michael Brennan. It's a great run. Can Smith get there? He can't. Oh, so close.
Great run by Brennan.
Some incisive runs from Michael Brennan in this match. Paul's to clear. Only as far as Stacey. Oh, it's stolen. Davies, can he get the shot away? It's a penalty corner to Australia.
Great play by Jay Stacey. That's all the experience of those 270 internationals. The ball in the circle fell to Davies. Penalty corner with 1 minute and 2 seconds of play remaining.
Well, you couldn't script it any better. Can Australia? Can they convert from the penalty corner?
This is no good for your heart.
We've got under 1 minute remaining. This will be the last play of the match. In normal time, at least. Stacey's there. Godoy is there. Brennan will push back in. Stacey to Godoy. The flick. It's just wide by Lucas with his boot. An amazing save.
Can't believe it. There's still time. England on the breakaway. There's 27 seconds of play remaining.
This is Garcia. Duff is with him. Still Garcia. Duff goes with him. 17 seconds. It's just outside the circle. The crowd is counting down the clock. Crutchley. Stolen. Confidently, calmly by Sproul. That's it. The siren has gone to end normal time. It's all tied up. We're going to take a break and we're going to get our breaths back. But an amazing match in this semi-final between Australia and England. We're going to take a break, then back with more action from Bukit Jalil and the Commonwealth Games of '98. Welcome back to Bukit Jalil Stadium for the men's hockey, the first of the semi-finals. Australia up against England. We've just seen an amazing full normal time of action. Australia 2, England 2. It means we now go to extra time and a golden goal set up, and gold is all round this ground. A capacity crowd, superb crowd, 15,000 people. Former Australian coach Richard Agus firstly explain the extra time scenario, the golden goal situation, and what must Australia do to win this match.
Well, it'll be 15 minutes each way, but if either team scores, the game's over. The ball goes in the net, the umpire says goal, everyone just walks off, and one team will be the loser. The golden goal, as you say. Australia needs to do a couple of things. First of all, get the best lineup on the pitch. I honestly felt halfway through that half they had too many good players off the pitch. Stephen Davies, Matthew Smith, who was running hot, was on the bench. Terry Walsh was trying to get him back on, but while all that was happening, England were going into attack and putting pressure on the defence. The second thing they've got to do, they've got to get tighter in defence. Too many loose passes coming out of defence, too many unforced errors. Some of the errors that were made, honestly, there was no player near them. They were just missed traps, hitting the ball over the sideline and passing directly to the opposition. Australia have got themselves back into this game. The game should be over. Australia had a lot of opportunities. Luck for England have been fantastic, and you have to take your hat off to the English team. They really have fought back. They've been on the ropes a couple of times. They got in front. The opportunity was there. Going into playing for the gold medal was right there in front of them, and suddenly it was taken away from them. That's a really big thing now when they come out. How strong will they be? Will they be able to overcome that situation? Because they must have been thinking about playing in the gold medal game tomorrow night.
Just a couple of things to bear in mind as we see Russell Garcia there. He's already scored 1 goal. England have only ever beaten Australia 4 times in the history of international hockey. The last time they beat Australia was way back in 1985. So Australia have had a pretty good record against England. One thing we haven't mentioned so far during the games, the heat and the humidity has played a big part. We've often seen the skill level fall away quite considerably towards the end of the matches. Richard, how is that going to affect both teams, in particular Australia, their fitness level in these oppressive conditions?
Certainly the oppressive conditions make it very difficult, but both teams should be absolutely fired up and focused on exactly what needs to happen. And as we look there's the Australian team. You can see Jay Stacey with his shirt off there. It's certainly very hot. Terry Walsh will be urging them for that extra effort. There's the England team. They're in a huddle on the 25 in attack. Their captain, Wall, will be firing them up. Garcia, number 17, is a very important member of their side, a member of the Great Britain team of 1988 that played in Seoul. So he knows what it's like to play in a cauldron where there's a lot of people and there's a lot of pressure, and some of his work in that half was quite outstanding. If Australia concedes too many penalty corners, they're going to be in trouble. The England penalty corner setup has been quite outstanding.
So the first goal in this extra time will win the match, and the winning team will go into the gold medal match to take on the winner of India and Malaysia, which will be played later tonight. If we still don't have a result after extra time, we'll have a penalty shootout. About to start extra time. The first of the semi-finals in men's hockey. The first time we've seen hockey at a Commonwealth Games. Both umpires are happy. Bobby Crutchley gets it underway. England are hitting to the right of your screen and straight away into attack. And Stephen Holt has started at the back for Australia, and he will bring it back in to Jason Duff. Both teams will be very tired. Energy sapping conditions. It really is steamy here. Just remember, they water the pitch before and during the game at half-time.
I think one of the England players, Bobby Crutchley, it looks like, was hit on the follow-through by Jason Duff. Jason Duff patted Crutchley on the back as he went past, but it looks like it might have been on his thigh. Looks to be okay, Bobby Crutchley.
So Australia, with so much expectation before this tournament, they fought their way back into it. Looked like they were gone at one stage. Duff gets back for Australia. Holt is there and is able to draw the foul.
Well, two things already. One, Paul Godoyne's not on the pitch. I'm sure Terry Walsh wasn't happy with some of the mistakes he made in that crucial thing. And Jason Duff's been told to hit the ball. I know that already because both times he's got the ball on the right-hand side, he's drilled it up the sideline. So territorial advantage is very important when you're playing sudden death.
Duff now combining with Holt, and Australia will maintain possession. We've just started extra time. If you've just joined us, it was 2-2 at the end of normal time. A golden goal situation. The first goal will win the match. And I think both teams just regaining their composure after an amazing final 20 minutes. We saw Australia firstly behind by 1 goal. They got one back, then behind by another. Got that back as well. This is Stacey. It must have come off an Australian foot as England get a chance to clear. Crutchley out to Woods. It's been between
there's an error.
25s. This is a turnover. This is Davies. Stephen Davies goes back to Smith, to Brennan. This looks dangerous. Michael Brennan, he flicks it across. Oh, it's got to go to the left. Oh, Australia have won.
Go beauty, Australia.
They're through to the gold medal final. Michael Brennan. The crowd is absolutely wild with excitement. And look at the Australian team. They are absolutely beside themselves. Incredible scenes here. And Australia, they look to be gone. But after just 5 minutes in this extra time period, they have scored, and they are delighted.
Terry Walsh has sprinted about 100 metres to hug Michael Brennan. Look at the England players, absolutely despair. I feel for them at this moment. I've been there, I've done that. 1984 Olympics and 1988 in Seoul, I know exactly how they feel. Look at that. You've given your absolute all. You're on your way to the gold medal game. You're 2-1 up with 3 minutes to go, and it's been stolen away from you. How do you feel? Just the pictures tell the story.
Well, let's have a look at this winning goal. It's a beautiful run by Brennan.
Deflection, look at that. Lucas, unfortunately, went under the boot.
It takes a deflection from an English player. Coming in late. And, well, incredible scenes. Absolute delight. The gold medal favourites looked like they were out. Looked like they weren't going to make it. They came back. They really had to dig very deep.
They certainly did. They clawed their way back. They got back into the game. Twice they had to do it. Great character, because in the first half, they should have been 2-0 up at halftime at least. England came back. England will rue that decision, that penalty stroke, and we've seen some controversial decisions on consecutive days here. That penalty stroke that wasn't given will be talked about for a long time, but the fact of the matter is Australia are through to the gold medal. There's Terry Walsh. He'll be the happiest man in the stadium, and as we look around, look at the faces on some of those English supporters. They absolutely can't believe it.
Well, you've seen an amazing game. Australia are through to tomorrow night's gold medal final. They'll meet the winner of Malaysia and India, which will be on here at Bukit Jalil in some 40 minutes time. Incredible game. Hope you enjoyed it. Going to take a break. Then after that, we've got lots more action, including the women's 200 metres final.
Games